Huh?
I am the tips of Christmas past.
Ho, ho, ho. I am the tips of Christmas present.
I am the tips of...
Look out, there's a black woman coming! Ah!
God bless us, everyone.
Fed Roger says, wasn't that the original idea of the Level 1 podcast? DSP asks it. I don't remember exactly what I was going to call it, but if you remember, I had an idea of a show where it was supposed to be an interview show, and I wanted to get people from all different walks of life, and it was going to be me interviewing them about various topics, right? Like, that was the original idea I had like 2 years ago that I wanted to implement, and it just never came to be. We did do the DSP versus the Internet React show. That came to be. And then we did do the DSP Throwbacks channel. That came to be. But we never went through with the other idea, mostly because, again, it's not that I don't want to branch out. It's that people are afraid of my detractors. And it sucks because, like to be honest, I'm immune to my detractors at this point. Like, they just don't affect me anymore. The stuff that they say and do has literally zero impact on my life. I just ignore it and I move on my merry way. But other people who aren't used to having that level of attention given to them, doxing, online account harassment, etc., they can be shocked by it. All right. To be honest with you, I honestly think there's a few people who today I could have had on this show who would have been nice guests and interviews for this Christmas marathon. And the one reason they didn't want to do it is because they were afraid if they did, then they get negative attention from these crazy people on the internet. And I can't fault them for it, nor do I ever have hard feelings towards them because of it. Same thing where previously I had people lined up to be like guests on the Level 1 podcast last year, and they backed out for the same reason. And it's like, at this point, it has nothing to do with me anymore. Like, I'm not the problem. People have seen that I'm a fun interviewer. I'm a good person to have interaction with in one of these podcast settings. I'm not the problem. The problem is the nut jobs on the internet. The hate mob of idiots who are autistic, hyper-focused losers who can't stop hyper-focusing on, hey, Phil's a loud cow, Phil's a loud cow. Well, I'm not anymore. I'm not doing the stuff that you want. The stuff you used to make fun of me for doesn't exist. You make it up because you're idiots, because you've latched onto this online parasocial existence where you all are this weird mess of a community that relies on making fun of me. But you can't make fun of me anymore because I'm not doing the stuff that you can make fun of. So instead you lie or you make it up or, oh, someone supported Phil today. I'll go dox them and harass them. What does that have to do with me? Nothing. But sadly, it means that I just can't really do certain things that I would love to do. I would love to have a chill show where I can have guests on and we can talk about topics and just hang out and have a good time and talk about what they're working on and give them some promotion. How can I do that when every time that I talk to someone, all their shit gets tossed on Kiwi Farms and they end up in 10 detractor defamation videos that have nothing to do with reality? That's not me. So, that is what it is. But I would love to do a show like that. And I'd love to do it as early as next year. Like, I would legit like to have maybe a rotating list of guests who are hosts to talk about the various topics we could update each other on and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I would love that. But could it ever be viable? Do you think it would ever be possible? Because you get to a point where it's like, I would love to branch out and do more content, but it's not me. I'm not the roadblock anymore. At one point I was. At one point I was the guy who was like, no, I'm in my comfort zone. I'm just going to sit here and stream games all day. But I like doing new things now. Like today, I genuinely did not want to do another Christmas marathon that was identical to all the others. I like the fact that it wasn't about fundraising. It wasn't about hitting a goal and taking a shot. And I like that we had guests on. Like, those were 3 big changes that ended up being very fun for me on this marathon. I want to keep those positive changes going in the right direction, but I don't really know how to do that when the factor is not me anymore. Like, again, literally, I had people who were interested in coming on today, and I think they backed out because of this risk factor, and I get it. Like, I get that. But that's not something I control, you see? That would be cool, too. Dunsfelter says, what about a panel of guests, 2 or 3 at once instead of 1? We could do that, right? All you got to do is you invite them to the call, the group call on Discord. Yeah, for sure. Imagine if it was like me and Asmongold and maybe one or two other creators, and we're all talking about the state of the games industry, right? How the AAA studios are failing and the mistakes they're making. Why? What are the smaller range or smaller style games we've all been playing and enjoying that are much better than the AAA games? And it could be like an hour discussion. I think that would be an amazing piece of content for the internet. Everyone would enjoy that. Could I do that? Or are people going to be like, oh, we're terrified of being on there because, Phil's Association, we don't want our private lives being thrown up on Kiwi farms, right? It's bullshit. It really is bullshit. I'm tired of this shit. It gets to the point where, no, I've grown, I've matured, I'm done with the past. I'm ready for the future. Look, I'm ready. Everything around me is ready. The set is ready. The equipment is ready. I'm ready. Everything is ready. What's holding it back? These fuckheads who have latched onto my ass and won't let go because they realize this is our gravy train. And the moment that we unlatch from Phil's asshole, now we have nothing because no one actually watches us except for when we're talking about Darkside Phil. So, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Dark MB, thanks for another $10. He says, I wish the Detractors a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope their hearts will grow like the Grinches next year. They'll be more positive. Well, here's the thing. In truth, I don't actually believe that the amount of people who actually make that content actually dislike me. They just see it as money. They're seeing a check come in because people are dumb and like that content and support it because they are dumb. Like, literally, that content is for dumb people. If all you do is sit around and hate on someone, you're dumb. Because you should be focusing on yourself and positivity and growing and doing good things for yourself. If you're wasting all your time hating on someone else, you're actually legit dumb. So all they're doing is they're preying on the stupid. And the stupid don't realize it because they're not self-aware. They're just like cows chewing their cud all day. And they just keep throwing attention and money at those people. So, it's ridiculous. But that's what I don't think these people are like, oh, I'm going to grow self-consciousness and I'm going to stop making content about Phil. No, the gravy train's too good for them. YouTube allows them to monetize the hate. So because of that, they're never going to stop unless YouTube shuts it down and says, we've decided not to monetize this bullying content anymore. They will keep doing it no matter what. They'll literally make shit up every single day that doesn't exist. The Phil only made $16 on a Pokemon stream literally has never happened ever in my entire streaming history that I've only made $16 on a Pokemon stream and I rage quit. That's literally the title of a video a Detractor put out in the last couple of weeks. That's the garbage, the slop that they put out. That's absolutely correct, Emperor Ferbs. But here's the thing. I've already said this. The Detractors no longer affect me. You understand that, right? Like, no matter what they say and do, I'm still good. I have enough people who like me, who enjoy the content. They come by, they support it. I'm good. The problem now is I want to grow. I want to change. I want to expand. I want to turn into something better and different. And now people are afraid to participate in that because of that. That's the difference here. You understand? So that's what pisses me off. That it's not that, oh, now they're holding me back. They're not. I'm good. I'm on a trajectory, and I'm going to continue the right path, the good path, the path of righteousness and good content and awesome positivity moving forward. I'm happy. But I can't do other content that I know would be great. I'm being held back. I don't like that. What it really is going to take, it's going to take someone like Asmongold or someone else who's of a large stature to say, we're also immune to this level of bullshit, and we're going to actually branch out with Phil and do stuff with Phil so that now the common person won't be afraid of this shit anymore. Because to be frank with you, yeah, in the last month, things have been doing well, but at the same time, look how many of the Asmongold viewers aren't around anymore, and a lot of it probably has to do with the Detractors. They see the negativity, they see the harassment, they're like, well, I don't want to be, sadly, wrapped up in that crap. I like Phil's content. Maybe I'll watch from afar, I'll watch from a distance, but I'm not going to engage. I'm happy for those who have stayed and engaged. That's really nice of them. Who they've stayed, they're liking the content, they're leaving comments, they're supporting it. That's amazing. But at the same time, that these people are not going to be all staying in droves when you see these idiots who just won't leave me alone. There's black clouds circling my head, and I didn't even create it. I'm not doing the things anymore that would even create that content. They just do it anyway because they're getting paid for it. Let's see here. There were some kicks that I missed. Ed BR did 500 kicks. He says, you're a legend. Detractors ride your coattails. I mean, it's been like that for a very long time. I mean, at this point, again, they would not exist without me. They literally are parasocial. They know that if I were deciding to turn off my camera and never broadcast again, they would literally disappear overnight. No one would care about them. Like, it was actually funny. The last week during that stream when I didn't have internet, I actually got contacted. I talk to people behind the scenes and you guys don't know about it. All right. But I have people I talk to that you would never believe that I talk to, but I do. So this one guy, he actually messages me. Okay. And he goes, so your internet's out today. What do you think all your detractors are doing? Do you think they actually went outside and touched grass today? Do you think maybe some of them went out and, like, I don't know, had a human interaction, or maybe went to a sports game, or, what did they do? Because all they do when you stream is they just clip you nonstop. They're literally there watching you every waking moment, and you couldn't stream today because your internet was down. What do you think they did today? Yeah, you're right. I wonder what they did there. And thank you, Dark MB Lee, for another $5. He says, what are your top 5 games you played and liked this year? I'm not going to tell you because I do a Game of the Year awards, and that's coming up in likely early January. So I'm not going to spoil that listing right now. It would serve no purpose when I'm going to make a series out of it soon. The thing is, for those of you who watch my content all the time, you can figure it out. It's no secret which games I've really liked and, my personal favorites of the year. You just don't know actually the ranking I'm going to use, like what game will be number 1, etc. You don't know that, but what is this music? I just started listening to it.